Okay, so one of my plants for my presentation is going to be Humulus Lupulus, and this cultivar is Nugget. This is a 3-year-old plant. It's actually probably a little bit older than that, but this is the 3rd season that it's been growing here. But it was planted, or no, the 2nd season. I'm sorry, 2nd season it was growing here, but it was planted from a pretty large rootstock. Or rhizome rather, that was got about like 3 to 5 pounds. It was pretty big. Definitely growing really well here. This is actually where it's coming out of the ground, but I'm about to harvest it, so I thought this would be a great opportunity to do a short little video to go along with the presentation. And so this is an herbaceous perennial that produces these wonderful aromatic cones here. These are the cones from the flowers themselves. We're a little late in the season to look at. I might be able to find some of the younger, immature flowers because they're very wispy, but they begin as these small little clusters of wispy, not stipules, but little fingers, and then they grow into these cones, forming in clusters. And these will grow 30, 40 feet. I've seen really tall plants before, but this is about 16 feet to the top there. So maybe 20 feet overall based on where it's coming up out of the ground. It's on a drip irrigation, getting watered twice a day, along with just some compost and some organic amendments at the beginning of the season. This plant's pretty prolific. It's definitely been the biggest producer here. Very, very full of flowers. It's not super aromatic just standing here, but I'm gonna cut open one of these cones so you can take a look at it, and that's really where the goodness is. So I'm gonna cut a branch off. And the cones grow almost like grape clusters because they don't grow quite as deep or as down. But you can see on the outside some little yellow resin glands, and that's where the goodies inside of this plant come from. Okay, I'm just gonna cut one of these open. So inside is really cool. As you can see, the way this cone grows with all those bracts, and then that is the resin itself, which is a combination of a lot of different terpenes, phytoestrogens, melatonin, or serotonin actually. There's something called hop picker's fatigue, in which people who are out in the fields picking hops all day literally get drowsy from the serotonin effect of this, the resin. And then beer production too, which is why I grow them. So aside from adding flavor, they'll add bittering components, preservative qualities. They're antifungal, antimicrobial. I wrote a paper back for my bachelor's degree about some of the benefits of them, and they're currently being tested for cancer treatments. And that's really cool stuff, as they've been found to hurt cancer cells without hurting living tissues or other cells. Their leaves, you can see here, pests. They do get some pest issues, aphids and mites mostly. But then what's kind of interesting about these is that they, aside from attracting pests, they also attract a lot of predators. I'm not actually seeing a lot of bugs currently at the moment, but there's probably some mite activity. I don't spray these. Maybe once a season. I don't really see a need to, because it never really hurts the plant that severely. Some of this is fungal, but I do get a lot of ladybugs. I've seen pirate bugs show up as well, and other predators. So I don't really feel the need to spray these quite that often. Though I'm not a long time grower, hop grower. This is my really third year of getting serious into it. But yeah, so I'm gonna cut this down, and then I'm gonna include some pictures later showing my drying and preservation process so I can use these in the future. Well, cool.